There are sellers making 11K per month selling AI art as digital downloads on Etsy. And in this video, I'm going to give you a 4-step plan to build shops just like them. My name is Alec, and I started selling AI art on Etsy at the end of 2023. And within my first year, I was doing months like this. I've learned a ton from my time selling on Etsy, and today I have a community of over 200 sellers all doing this right now. And in this video, we're gonna go from zero to making your first dollar with AI art on Etsy. This is exactly what I would do if I was completely brand new and just trying to get started. So I recommend you stay till the end because we're going to cover everything in this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. So as you can see, we have an extra large, extra classified CIA document here, and this is the stuff they don't want you to see. So we're going to declassify this together and just get right into it. So like I said in the beginning, we're going to be talking about AI art on Etsy and specifically how sellers are cashing out so heavily right now. And the key here is there's high returns, like I showed in the beginning, and I'll walk through right here in just a second, but there's also high labor. And on top of that, most people start blind. So what do I mean by that? Well, first and foremost, if I pull up my Etsy over here, this is one of my favorite shops I love walking through in these videos, and that is Atlas Vintage Prints. They've been selling for about 2 years, so kind of long, but not that long. And they just kind of sell like a wide variety of vintage rustic prints like these. You can see them here on the right. Really nice, like low oil painting style. Some religious prints, some forest scenes, some of these more scientific designs like the branch, spooky Halloween scenes, today is Halloween, sketch designs, just all kinds of stuff. Christmas designs, that's coming up in the next few months. So, you know, as you're looking at these, like nothing too advanced, especially with tools like Midjourney, you could make these in just a couple of seconds. But let's go ahead and check out their estimated monthly revenue, shall we? So if we analyze with the Everbee research tool here, like I said, they've been on Etsy for about 2 years. And their estimated monthly revenue is currently $9,345. So I'll leave it up to you whether you think that's good or bad. I think that's pretty good, especially because they just post these designs once, like something like this one right here. They just post it once and it sells forever. It's in $2.54, just keep rolling in, essentially completely passively. They get auto delivered by Etsy anywhere in the world at any time in the world, and the buyer just gets the files delivered right to them. I love this business. I started my shop at the end of 2023, and within my first year I was doing $3,000 months. So I mean, it really does work. And just to give one other example here, we have Four Sisters Print Shop, another example I love giving here in these videos. They've only been around for about 1.5 years, but if we analyze their shop, they do $11,300 in estimated monthly revenue. And they have a pretty similar style. It's a little bit different with these kind of watercolor designs, but it's still just like an assortment of different prints, something that you could design with Midjourney in just a couple seconds, just like Atlas Vintage. And yeah, so that's all there is to it. But one thing I want to look at is, I said it's high returns, but then also high labor. And that is absolutely true. So it might seem simple. You just kind of post the design and go on your way. But a design like this, so first and foremost, you have to paste this little Christmas tree into all of these mockups, like this and this and this and this, right? Plus, you have to kind of prep these little info cards or whatever else they have, like the size charts, FAQs. You have to write the title, and you have to write the description. And on top of that, these sellers specifically include 4 JPEG files in these 4 sizes. And they also include extra JPEG files on Google Drive. So you download a PDF, and that has a shareable link that sends you to a Google Drive folder. So how's that sound, right? It sounds a little more complicated now that you're looking at it. So that's kind of why sellers that kind of crush at this and get a rhythm down are crushing. And kind of the barrier to entry is a little bit higher for newer sellers, especially if you just don't know what to do. And so that's why I said in the beginning, like, high returns, high labor, and most people start blind because they just don't know what to do. So that's why I wanted to make this video, just to kind of give you a whole walkthrough of everything and exactly how to do it, and ways to make it way easier than it's ever been before. So like I said, that's the point of this video, and it's to give you a clear 4-step action plan to open your shop and make your first dollar on Etsy, right? Because it's one thing to just open your shop, but the other thing is to actually make your first dollar on Etsy. And it's a lot more achievable than you might think. Like, whether you've started or done Etsy before, this is your first time trying to do anything online, it's easier than ever before. You just need to know a couple key things as you get started. So we're about to get into this 4-step system, but before we get there, I do want to share that everything I'm going to be covering is a part of the community I mentioned at the beginning, the AI Art Sellers Collective, okay? So this includes all of the resources and all the templates and all the mockups and everything we're going to walk through in this video. And it really does give you everything you need to start and scale, okay? But the pro premium AI Art Sellers Collective is a paid membership, but the free collective has everything we're going to cover in this video, just a slimmed down version, okay? So you can totally get started, do everything we cover in this video completely for free. Just join the free AI Art Sellers Collective in my YouTube profile, and you'll get just a slimmed down version of everything we're going to walk through. I'm going to walk through it in the full group. That's just like my best stuff, and kind of the best way to really springboard yourself to get started on Etsy. But just wanted to call that out. It's all available in the free group. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get started with step 1, and that is mockups. Okay. So if you don't know what mockups even are, it's essentially what the name sounds like, right? Which is something like this. This is a framed art mockup where it's just like that clear, premium picture frame against a wall with a light shadow. And then we have more lifestyle mockups like these. So there's 3 types: framed art, lifestyle mockups, and then gallery multi-frame mockups that we don't see here. Those are more for bundles. But yeah, as you can see, it's essentially just a room design with a like smart object that you can swap your art into. So it could be the Christmas tree here, or it could be a design of Santa or something like that, right? These are really easy to use. You can use them in Photoshop or Canva or whatever else. For this video, we're going to walk through in Photoshop. I think Photoshop is kind of the best tool for the job. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Most of the time, if you start, this is one of the big barriers. You don't know where to get mockups. You can find them on Etsy, but you have to pay a couple of dollars, which isn't bad, but it's just kind of a pain to search through Etsy and try to find a good mockup. But as I was setting up the AI Art Sellers Collective, I went ahead and just gathered a whole bunch of really premium mockups that are all commercial free. You can use them as many times as you want. And they're available for use right when you join. So if you go into the classroom, these live in the resources module here. And if you just go down to the founders mockup pack, you can actually get access to all of them. Okay. So if I just click this Google Drive link right here, it'll send you right to a folder with all these mockups. So there's vertical, horizontal, frame TV, and video mockups. So like for verticals, for example, I mean, there are just a ton of mockups right here, and you can just download them one at a time, or you can select all of them with Control A, and then right click and do download. So, or you can click it up here. So it's just really simple. Like I said, you just get them all for free as being part of the membership. And the free AI Art Sellers Collective has a ton of mockups just like these. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and download a bunch of these and then just throw them into a folder, and then we'll pick up where we left off. So I went ahead and downloaded 9 of the options that were in that founders mockup pack. If I just open up a couple here, it'll open them in Photoshop, which again, Photoshop, great tool for anyone selling AI art on Etsy. I'm just going to get rid of the timeline here. So as you can see, like pretty nice, very nice premium mockups. All of these are just really premium, and I try to make them as clean as possible. You can see like ones like these that just are a little bit more shadowed, like lifestyle mockups, like I said. So yeah, I mean, these are really great. And they just are everything you need to get started, and they're all kind of prepped and ready to go. So once you download these, there is one more thing that I want to show just kind of as a piece of this. Let's go to Atlas Vintage Prints here. If I just click on one of their first prints, what a lot of really great sellers do, like this one, right, bestseller, is they include a size chart like this, okay? So it kind of walks through the sizes. It's better if it can actually include the printable sizes here, like 24 by 36 is great, but like what other sizes can we print this one at, right? That'd be nice to know. So in the AI Art Sellers Collective, I actually have a resource for that, and it's right under this, the size chart templates. Yeah, and it's this right here. So you just throw in all of your mockups like this, and it shows all of the sizes that they can be printed out at. So these are all the default pixel dimensions that get created automatically. They're the ones I would recommend. If you do end up using the full AI Art Sellers Collective, there's an automation that creates these for you. Yeah, so it's just really simple. And as a matter of fact, you can actually just go down here and download the size chart as a Photoshop file. So I'll do that right now. Just click download. And then I'm just going to save it in the same folder with the rest of my mockups, because that's how these work. They're just mockups. And like if I open it, for example, you can see it's a mockup. And all these are little placeholders, and you can just put the art in one of these and it'll apply to all of them. Okay. So it's like we're ready to go, right? I just downloaded everything from there, and now I have 10 mockups. And the reason I do 10 is just because the Etsy limit has been 10. They actually just upped it to 20, but I still think 10 is just a great number for just showing off every angle of your product you need to. If you're doing bundles, you might want to use more than 10, but for any regular print, I think 10 is more than enough to get started. So we just walked through the first 2 steps of mockups, and that's the Founders Mockup Pack, which, like I said, you get full access to. You can even join the free group, and you get a slimmed down version of all these mockups. And same with the size chart template. Although this one is only available in the Premium AI Art Sellers Collective. And one other thing, if you do join that premium group, is we actually just created a bonus Q4 bestsellers mockup pack that is pretty dang cool. So this includes specific Q4 mockups that are created off of best-selling mockups from other listings. So it's pretty cool. So essentially you get these for just being a part of the annual plan in the AI Art Sellers Collective, which, by the way, you save 25%. So it's a better deal and you actually get more stuff. And if I just pull up a different browser here, if I click into it, you can see you get the Q4 bestsellers mockup pack. So this is a ton of premium mockups, like over 30, plus a testimonials template, which is just really nice. Once you get some testimonials, obviously you're just starting out if you're watching this video, so it's just great to start. Like, you don't need this as you're getting started. But if you click the Q4 bestsellers mockup pack, I mean, there are a ton of these, and in this one, we included references to show you off, like, here's what the actual mockups look like, right? So you can see it's like nice Christmas designs, all in very beautiful settings. Same with the verticals here. There's even more of these, right? Really nice, really clean. So you can go ahead and download these. You just go back to the mockups folder, and then that's where you actually see the .psd designs. Okay, so they're all right here. And if you go into the primaries, you can actually see them right here too. So now that we have the mockups to make our art designs look extra premium on Etsy and actually start making sales, we, of course, need the actual AI art design itself, right? A little bit of the chicken and the egg. So there are a ton of different methods to go about getting AI art designs, especially in today's day and age, but I still think the best in the business, like the tried and true method, especially for artistic designs like we're going for, is in fact Midjourney. So if you've never used Midjourney before, it's actually super easy. All you have to do is just go to midjourney.com, okay? Create an account, sign up for one of the plans. Even if it's the most basic $10 plan, you still get a ton of generations to get started. And then you'll land on a screen like this, okay? You won't have any designs you've created yet, but essentially, like, they have made this extremely simple and easy to use. So all you have to do is just type something into this bar right here, and then it will literally create that design automatically. Like, this couldn't be a cooler, like, more futuristic tool. But then on top of that, there are a couple other settings that are really important. So because we downloaded those vertical mockups from the Founders Mockup Pack, we're gonna wanna create vertical art designs. And this is what I recommend, 4:5, okay? So this is just a nice portrait aspect ratio. You can kind of see it right here. It's like a little wide, but tall. So it's not too skinny, stuff doesn't get cropped off. I just think it's a really nice portrait orientation. And so I think that's what we should rock and roll with here. That's what I recommend to everybody. That's what I saw a ton of my success with. And then otherwise, like, there's not a lot. Don't get overwhelmed by everything you look at here. I keep this at raw. I personally keep this at 6.1 because I just find that 6.1 is a little bit better for art designs than V7. So keep this at 6.1. Stylized, you can kind of go either way. I think like 200 or 250 is a really good level as you're starting out. Again, don't get overwhelmed. Probably don't want to be in this like 1,000 stylized range. You can keep these at 0. Keep this at fast. That's the most efficient use of your fast hours. Otherwise, relaxed is really, really slow. And these fast hours are essentially like your currency for Midjourney. I'm going to keep it at turbo just because I like as we're doing this demo, I want to walk through it a little bit faster. But that's pretty much it. You can leave these alone. If you have stealth mode, you're on the pro plan, you can keep that on. But that's it. Now we can just imagine something and it'll get printed out right here. But the next logical question, of course, is how do we make designs that sell, right? Like this design, right? So 157 monthly sales, 1,300 total sales. How do we make this, right? Like, how do we turn text into this? So that's the logical question, right? And I have a logical answer, and that is Atlas Muse, okay? So this is a custom GPT that I have meticulously trained to create best-selling designs, okay? And obviously it's going to create whatever you give to it. So it's sort of up to you, but it's been trained to create the best designs possible. And something kind of cool is it's actually completely free. So you can get it in the free AI Art Sellers Collective, or you can be in the premium one like we're showing here. And all you have to do is just go into the resources like we did before, and it's actually the first link, okay? Atlas Muse right here, this guy. So let's just go ahead and click this link right here. And then it's just as easy as giving him some information about what prompts we even want, and he'll do all of it. He'll do the rest. So it's about to be the holiday season. So I'm going to ask for maybe nature, holiday, oil paintings. So let's do it. You can either type it out or you can click this little microphone button. Hey, Atlas Muse, can you please give us some oil painting holiday nature scene prompts? Yeah. Maybe use some rule of thirds, some nice composition words, and please do not include style levels or AR. We just don't want to include any custom suffixes or prefixes just because we want to keep it simple. And I like calling out rule of thirds because it's just a really great way to set up the composition to make your eyes kind of flow through it in a more clean way. It's kind of the simple explanation for that. So there we go, right? We have our like 10 AI art prompts right here. And so it's really just as easy as copying these. But unfortunately, you can't go into create and just paste these. It would throw an error saying like this, it'd just be one prompt. It'd just be one giant prompt essentially. So there's actually kind of another automation that I like to use just to make this AI art creation process a little bit easier. And if we go back to our document here, that is actually Vega, the permutation warden. Okay. And so what we do is if I pull this back up, in the AI Art Sellers Collective, free or paid, again, this is a totally free resource, you can go to Vega here, click his link, and essentially you just share whether you're on the basic or standard Midjourney plan or the pro or mega plan. I'm on the pro plan, so I'm going to click that. It's different like composition for these kind of bulk automation prompts. So like up to 40, right? Which is really nice with the pro plan. So all you have to do is just paste in your prompts and hit enter. And he'll do everything else. Just like Atlas Muse, like it's totally hands-off. You just kind of got to give it some guidance. And what it's actually doing is it's escaping the commas and doing a bunch of other formatting. And then, so we just have this one big string of text right here, right? I'm just going to click copy code, go to Midjourney, delete all that, hit Control V to paste, right? Looks almost the same, right? But there are a couple key differences because now if I hit enter, it split up every single one of those prompts into its own prompt like this, right? So we just generated 10 designs all automatically at the exact same time. Pretty cool. And they all came from the AI, right? So anyway, if we're filling our shops for the holidays, at this point is where we essentially just kind of get in here and take a look at what Midjourney has to offer. So let's just start scrolling through these. A couple of these are turning out okay. I don't know if I love the design. A couple of these are nice, right? So again, it's like you look at this, not horrible. You look at this, not horrible. But look at this one. You see this first, and then your eye just goes back into these mountains. Awesome. And so if you see one that you love, I always upscale subtle. You can do an upscale creative. You want to do one of these upscales. But it's subtle keeps it kind of the most consistent with what you're seeing here. Versus a creative gives it a little more creative liberty as it's upscaling, but sometimes you don't want that because it might turn out differently. All right, let's keep going. This one's pretty nice here. I think I like this one. This one looks a little more like kind of family friendly. It just looks like fun. These ones are like a little weird. So let's upscale that one. These are pretty nice. Again, I'm looking where my eye goes. Let's keep going back. A little kind of muddy with some of these, which is okay. This one has nice reflections. I like this one. This kind of gives me like a Van Gogh kind of vibe with the way these are reflecting. I like it a lot. Let's go with that. Oh, I think I like that one. Both these are actually quite good. Let's go ahead and upscale this one and this one. I like the sun. I like the texture. Same with this one, but it's totally different colors, so they're different enough that we could include both in our shop. This one's nice with the kind of family over here. Ooh. What do you guys think? This one's a nice barn. This one looks a little drab. It's a kind of like muted colors. This one looks a little more fun. But Up to you. Some people hate these signatures right here. If you want to get rid of it, just hit edit like this, drag over it like that, and then hit submit. Okay. You don't hit, well, the one weird thing with this is you don't get any confirmation, but if you click it, it sends it off and it does a vary region, and we'll end up reaching these varies in a little bit as we keep scrolling. So, okay, let's keep going. These are pretty nice. These nice hillsides. Little busy, little busy. This one's nice. Hillside orchard. That's fun. I'm actually going to do this edit again here just to get rid of these guys. Hit submit. Keep going. Okay, so now we're at this village. Some of these do quite well, but it all depends. You just don't want it to be too busy. I like the way the streetlight looks. And the eye kind of gets guided through it really nice. But it's a little crazy. It's a little busy. Let's go ahead and skip these ones for now. Ooh, here we go. Wow. What am I looking at here? Smoke rising from a chimney. So this is close to being good, but the smoke is a little weird here, right? It's obviously getting a little AI-y. So it's really up to you. I mean, if you want, you could just click this to redo the prompt, and we could just get the smoke line out of here, and it might make us something even better. So I'll just do that, see what we get. Because I love this one. It's just the smoke looks weird. Looks like volcanoes, right? So let's keep going. That guy's cute, but he looks a little weird. This one's not horrible, eh? Once again, I'm going to get rid of this. One thing we could have done is there we go. We could have done you can do -- no. It's a keyword command in Midjourney. And we could have done like -- no signature, kind of like this. -- no signature. And that would prevent signatures like this from popping up. So if you find a ton of signatures popping up, you can just add that. And you can add that actually at the end of a permutation like this. Signature. Okay, so this will apply because it's outside the brackets to everything. Every single one of the permutations. Okay, just a little trick there. So we did an edit right there. And then we're back to our upscales. So here's the upscale here, upscale here, upscale here, upscale here, upscale here. And now we have our varies here. Ooh, you hate to see it. So none of these actually edited it out. But I think I'm okay with this one right here. So let's go ahead and upscale that one. Keep going. We got this cropped out right here. Go ahead and upscale that. So now we're back to the new prompt that I added without the chimneys. Ooh. Go ahead and upscale that. That's very nice. Both these are good, but they don't guide my eye through it like this one does. Perfect. Upscale that. No signature there. And then I think we're good to go. Yep. So now our last little bits are upscaling. So it's just a matter of waiting until these are done. If I go to the Organize tab, I can sort by only upscales here. And then you'll see we just have these options up here. So I'll zoom in a little bit here. And then all I have to do is just click this, and then I'll download them. You can see they're not actually all done. They're still upscaling. But once these are done, I can just click this and download them all. So I'll just let these upscale and then go ahead and do that. Okay, so now these are totally done. So I can just hit this plus to select everything from today. And then just go ahead and download it. And we can direct it to go into that folder that we set up before where our kind of art shop's going to live. And yeah, and now we're kind of ready to go. So we have our Midjourney art files downloaded, and we have our mockups downloaded. So if I go back to our folders here, we have our little Midjourney zip file, which I'll just right click this, do an extract, hit enter. And so now it created this folder with all of our art designs inside of it. Okay, so we have 9 great art designs. We have 10 great mockups, which is really 9 mockups plus the size chart. We'll get rid of this old zip file. So we got art plus mockups. Okay, so we're looking good, right? But essentially, like if I put this here, we'll grab Photoshop. If I open this, go ahead and make this a little smaller for you guys, workspace. We have this right here, and we need to get our art designs inside of this, okay? So you can drag and drop it, kind of like that. That'd be the way to set it up. Or you can go into the layers panel, double click the art, and drag and drop it like this, and hit done. And if we save it, you can see it actually just upscaled right there. Or I'm sorry, it updated right here. So here's our art design, right? Now we're done with the mockup. So essentially you have to do that for every single one of your mockups. Like go into the next one, go into this one, drag and drop, enter, save, X, done. Okay. So that's kind of the rotation that most people have to go through. But like I said in the beginning, I've been a programmer for over a decade, and I built an automation system that essentially does all this for you. So it essentially makes this an entirely seamless background process, because let me show you just one other piece of this. So as we're making our little mockups right here, right? So the skiing portrait, we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do it for every single one of these. But then on top of that, if I just close all these for a sec, we don't have to save. And then I go into here. If I drag this in, we have to create those cropped and upscaled designs like we saw for Four Sisters, where one is like, for example, 4x5 is what we started with, but we also have to crop it into 5x7, right? So we'll crop it, but then it's still too small to really be printed out at any size. So then we have to go to image size here, and then we have to type in a larger pixel dimension, okay, to give it this larger upscale ratio, so it's big enough for printing, okay? Right? And we have to do this for every single one. So we have to do that, hit OK, wait for it to load, depending on how powerful your PC is. Here it is, a little bigger. And then you have to go into File, Export, Export, Export As. Wait for it to load. Came with my other monitor here. And it'll create this like JPEG preview. And you want to save these as JPEGs. So you can go like this. Quality 6 is fine. Keep it at ratios like these, and then you just click export, and then it'll just save it to one of your folders, okay? But the problem is, like, if we pull back up Four Sisters here, they had this print, right? But they had these 4 designs plus 2 more designs, right, in different ratios. So there's all 6 of these sizes, and it's for every single one. We'd have to do that times 9 plus for all 9 of our designs. Plus we have to create all these mockups for every 9 of our designs, right? So it's kind of a pain. So yeah, that's kind of why I built this automation system, because it's just a total pain. Like I said in the beginning, this business is high returns but high labor, and most people just, first of all, don't know what to do. Second of all, don't realize that there is kind of a better way. And so that's kind of the key that I want to share with you guys today. And one quick thing before we get there, if you do join the free AI Art Sellers Collective or the premium group, we do have prompt drops that are essentially bestsellers just kind of given to you like directly. So you don't actually have to use the GPTs if you don't want to. You can go right into the community and just go into the AI Art Showcase tab, and you can actually just get all these bestsellers right here. So like there's a ton, multiple per drop. We break them down, plus like kind of overview of how the prompt is structured and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just really nice to get started and start rocking and rolling. Like, and you can even remix them with ChatGPT or Atlas Muse there, and kind of say like, hey, you know, here's some best-selling prompts. Give me some remixes that are like a summer version of this or different animals or whatever else, right? So that's what I wanted to share there. These prompt drops are quite helpful. Like, people seem to really love them, and I think like I would have really valued from them when I was getting started. But anyway, back to that Photoshop step, okay? So essentially we're getting into creating the listing at this point. The 5 or 6, like Four Sisters, cropped and upscale sizes, plus the 10 mockups. And then one of them is a size chart with art inside of it, so it's like a different type of mockup. So anyway, it's just like a lot. It's complicated. You kind of saw what I was doing in Photoshop. It doesn't sound super fun. I don't think it's very fun. I just wanted to demo it to show you what it was like in action. But essentially, there really is a better way. So we just showed you the manual method for doing it one by one. Cropping, image size, export as JPEG, or the other mockup option, which is drag and drop into the mockup, save it, like export it as a JPEG as well. But there actually is a better way, and we're just gonna keep walking through this live. So like you guys are in for it, all right? This is exactly how to get set up. So like just a quick review, we got the mockups from the Founders Mockup Hack. We created AI art with Atlas Muse and Midjourney and Vega and stuff like that. And now we're gonna actually create our listings. So we're just gonna walk through it, like I said. So if I pull up Photoshop here like this, we're back to Photoshop and our kind of folder full of mockups and these art designs. But if I was starting from scratch, and this is only available inside the full AI Art Sellers Collective, just kind of as a forewarning, but you can go to the Classroom tab, go to the Etsy Automation Suite. At the bottom of the Start Here module is a Tempest script that you can actually just download like this. Okay? So I'm just going to save it in this same folder. And essentially, this is the JSX like automation that you can run in Photoshop. So if I minimize this, here's the script we just downloaded. And we essentially just have to run it once to set it up and then run it once to run it, to have it go. So the way to run it in Photoshop is just File, Scripts, Browse. And then you can just click on your folders like this. And here it is right here, right? And I'm just going to click Load. So what it's going to do, it just popped up with this dialog saying, hey, welcome to Tempest. We just created this entire structure for you. You're all good to go. And so if I kind of just change the view here. So we have in backup, input, our Midjourney files, right? Mockups, output, program files, and videos. So don't get overwhelmed by all this stuff. All you have to worry about is input and mockups, okay? So first and foremost, I'm going to copy all of my mockups, and I'm just going to hit Control to unselect that if you saw. And I'm going to right click and do cut actually, so I can move them. And I'm just going to go into mockups, and it lets us pick which kind of orientation we're looking at: vertical, horizontal, bundles, like frame TV. You can really do everything with the automation. And I'm just going to go in vertical, and I'm just going to paste everything inside. So here's all our mockups. They're the same ones we saw before. I didn't save any of those changes I made, so they're like the basic placeholder versions. So I'll close these. And then I'm just going to go back 2 folders back to here. And then if you remember, Midjourney session is where all of our art was. So I'm just going to go ahead and hold Shift to select all these. I'm going to copy. I'm essentially treating this as a backup folder. And I'm going to paste these into the input folder. Okay, paste. So here they all are, right? Reload those thumbnails. Here they all are. Looking good. Whoops. And then so now we're in this Tempest kind of folder setup. We have this as our backup, inputs filled out, mockups filled out. We haven't touched anything else, but that's okay. Then we can just go ahead and go to File, Scripts, Browse, and I'm just going to open this script again, okay? And what it's going to do, so it's just going to pop up its window, and this is the entire screen, like the entire script. So you just pick the orientation, like we're doing vertical like I showed. It asks if you want to rename and index your files, which you definitely do. It's just a nice way to keep everything organized. Prior, it would include your Midjourney username here, but it actually doesn't do that anymore. So you can actually just leave this blank or leave it as my Midjourney username, and it really doesn't matter. But the index is important. That's where it's going to start numbering these, kind of like a library, like the Dewey Decimal System, right? It's just going to number these. Yeah. So then I guess we're pretty much good to go. Vertical, you just say yes. We'll keep it at 1 since this is our first run. If we've already ran this for 20 designs, we'd start this at 21, right? And then, yeah, we can choose to create the cropped images, the mockups, and the video, but we want to do all that. We're not doing a video for this example. If I click Advanced, you can see all the sizes it's going to create. You don't even have to touch these. You can just leave them alone. They're all perfect, especially if you're uploading right to Etsy. If you're doing other stuff with Google Drive, you can change it, but we'll leave that alone for now. And then you just go ahead and hit OK, and it's just going to start like cranking. So it just renamed everything, right? V1, V2, V3. It got rid of the weird IDs. It got rid of the weird underscores. So that looks a lot cleaner. And as you can see, V1, oil painting of an alpine valley. valley, sorry. V1 oil painting of an alpine valley. If we go into output and then go into 4x5 vertical output, you can actually see V1 oil painting of an alpine valley is here as well. So that's why the renaming is so key, because it renames the image and the little like spot where it's going to put all of its output. So if I go into this folder, there's mockups and cropped images, and it really is as simple as this. You see how fast this is going? Like, it's putting the art inside of all these mockups automatically so that you just don't have to do anything. Like, it's so easy. It's so simple. I couldn't even imagine doing, and the size chart. I couldn't imagine doing this without it. And then on top of that, if I just go back, I can go into this cropped images folder, and it's kind of the same thing. So it cropped and upscaled these. Like you can see 2x3 is a little skinny, a little thick, a little thicker, right? So these are 4x5, 5x7 ISO, 11x14. So yeah, you just kind of don't have to worry about it. It's sort of like just like a no-brainer. Like you just don't have to even think. 5600 by 8, 400, right? Like all these upscaled sizes that are perfect for printing. And they're within the bounds for Etsy, so you can just upload them directly as files and keep everything simple. Yeah, so it's already on number 3 out of our 9. And if I just pull up Etsy here once more, you can see like Four Sisters does all these different sizes. But if we go to another just amazing seller, Lexington Prints here, you can see, I mean, they have 50K sales, which is crazy. Oh, I don't know what's up with that. But if I click on one of their best sellers right here, they actually provide 5 JPEGs directly attached to the listing. So kind of like what we're about to do. 2x3, 3x4, 4x5, 5x7, 11x14. And if you'll recall, that is exactly what we were just looking at here. 2x3, 3x4, 4x5, 5x7, 11x14. So yeah, you're essentially good to go. You're good to replicate like these 6-figure sellers like Lexington Prints, and it's just all done for you automatically. Like it's still running, you know, we're hanging out, but I could have like left at this point and just gone and done something else. Yeah, so it's incredibly passive, and it really cranks. It's kind of like, it's up to your computer how fast it cranks, but like my computer's pretty solid. It's already done 5 out of the 9. Yeah, I'm just really proud of it. This automation script is great, and I have some really awesome ideas for the future. We're working on some other features to the second piece that we're just going to show in a second here, coming up soon, but I have some really fun ideas for this Tempest script, like alternate mockups. We can do some really cool things in Photoshop, like checking out color palettes of the art to place it into like color coded mockups that give it the best like aesthetic. Crazy, super exciting stuff. I totally geek out about stuff like this, which you can probably tell from watching this video at this point. But yeah, no, it's just super passive. Like you saw how hard it was just to do a couple mockups and like crop and upscale that one design. It's just total pain, and like look how fast it does it. So yeah, I'm in love with it. I think it's a no-brainer if you want to start making sales and building an AI art Etsy shop, but you know, obviously totally up to you. And like I said, you get this for free as a part of the AI Art Sellers Collective community. So yeah, let's go ahead and go back to our document here. We're doing a great job declassifying this thing, and there's actually only 2 more little bullets here. And so we just essentially created an art listing, right? I showed you Lexington, I showed you Atlas Vintage and Four Sisters. Like they are just the mockups and the upscaled art designs that are the product, right? That's all there is to it. But there's also a little bit of extra Etsy stuff, right? There's the title, there's the description, and then there's a set of 13 tags that work as like SEO keywords at the bottom too. So there's just like kind of a lot of extra stuff that needs to happen. And whether that's like this Lexington prints or this Atlas Vintage prints, right? They all need this. It's all important. And plus you can even do extra stuff like alt text for images and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of a big piece of this, and we're not yet done with that, right? We have all the little puzzle pieces, but we have to get it on Etsy and get everything kind of Etsyified, right? And so what is the solution for that problem, right? Well, to upload and post, I thought about this. I ran into it right away when I was doing my own Etsy selling, like back when I started. Processing complete. It's not horrible. So anyway, I ran into this like right away when I started selling on Etsy. And yeah, and it was just a total pain. So we're going to walk through the manual method because it's so horrible that I want someone to share my pain, and that's That's you. That's you watching this. We're going to share the pain together. So if I go to my shop manager and I go to listings here, I'm just going to go ahead and add this listing. Like, actually, let's even do it the faster way. So I could add it from scratch like this. Click digital files. I made it. It's finished. I made it in 2025. You can select these or you can just not. You do in your description have to provide that something about it being created with AI. Lexington Prints does this extremely tastefully right here at the bottom. This artwork's creation process includes a base of AI developed into a final rendition with digital painting, right? So you do need to include something like that. But that checkbox doesn't matter. If you fill it out, it actually doesn't even save it. So yeah. But anyway, so now it's up to us to like write a title, drag and drop our designs. Yeah, it's kind of a pain. So let's just go ahead and do it, right? In the AI Art Sellers Collective, there is a separate resource that you can use to do this. And that is actually Orion and Nova for titles and tags. Okay. So essentially to use Orion and get the custom titles sort of in the manual method, you can actually go back to the input folder and you can actually just take a screenshot of all of your art designs like this. I haven't done this in so long. It's crazy. And then you can just paste it in like this. Just be like, give me titles. And it'll actually break them all down and take note of the index and provide that at the end like this, right? Winter Valley Wall Art Printable, Alpine Valley Painting, Digital Winter Decor, 1, right? So you have all these. And then the idea is that you can go right from here to Nova and then just paste it in and it'll give you tags for each and every one, okay? So not horrible, right? I mean, it's just kind of happening. And then what we do is we go back into Etsy here. Like, let's just take the first one, right? The Winter Valley, go like that, go like that. And then we can upload all of our listings for number 1. Okay. Go like that. Number 1, I'll move this here. Here's our mock-up, so let's go there. Now we'll go to digital files. So I'll go like this. Okay, get in there. Looking good. Description, we haven't prepared that, so we have to prepare that as well. Our price, our quantity, want this to be $9.99. Whoa. Price you could probably have, like, it depends on what sale you're running. If you're just getting started, I recommend like post-sale being at the $2 to $3 range. So like $2.80 or something like that. So you can run like a $5 sale and do like 50% off or $5.40 or whatever that would be. But yeah, so do whatever you want to do. You can do shorter sales, bigger sales, depending on where you want to get your numbers. Category digital prints is good. For these attributes, you can include like the orientation as vertical, aspect ratio as the sizes we provide, which are these 5. And you can include other stuff like this and then the tags, okay? So if we go to Nova, we can go ahead and copy and paste these like this. Whoops. So you can just paste them in like this and hit enter and it'll add all the tags like that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Once everything is uploaded like this, you can check the order, right? You probably have to move some stuff around, like that goes there. This should go here. That wants to go there. And then we're good to go and we can actually just save this as a draft or hit publish. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So now we just saved it as a draft and you can see it right here, right? And then we can just publish it on Etsy and let it start making sales. But I mean, I hope you can see that was kind of a pain. We didn't even fill out the description. So there's just a lot to do here and you have to redo a lot of work for the exact same, like, you have to redo a lot of the exact same work for different listings, even if it's going to be the exact same. Like this is going to be the same, this is going to be the same. These are templatized, like it's always going to be these 5 files, even though they're different per folder. So it's just kind of a pain to do everything manually. So that is why I want to finish with the latest and greatest piece of this automation system that I've saved till the very end here. And that is the 2-click Etsy automation, unlike the 1-click automation, which was Tempest, and that is Downpour, okay? So I want to be honest, there are 2 clicks with Downpour. But it's just extremely high leverage. Like it's really, really easy to do stuff like this. So if I go to Downpour right here, I'll just go ahead and get in. I'm already logged in. And all you have to do is click bulk upload. The screen or the app is literally just one screen, super simple. And essentially you just fill out a template for your listing. So there's a handful of ways to do it. You can type in these listing names automatically, or you can actually go into your like cropped images and mockups, and all you have to do is just right click, take a screenshot, and then actually you can just clear this, click this little camera, and paste in the screenshot, and it's actually just going to fill in all your mockups automatically. So even the automation is automated, and then you can just drag and drop to organize them in a nicer way, like however you want them set up. Size chart at the end. We can even support 20 images if you want. Videos you can include. Digital files, I already had these filled out. And then, yeah, so quantity, price, all the annoying stuff that we would have had to fill out every single time, you can just fill out once. Same with these additional attributes, right? Like we filled out the aspect ratio. The orientation is vertical, so we'll do that. This description I've already filled out as well with some nice sizes. And you can even include wildcards like immerse yourself in vintage season charm with this vintage style printable art of a subject, right? And it actually makes little AI prompts that'll be written automatically in just a sec. So not all that much setup, right? Essentially the same thing as creating one listing. Like that's the amount of kind of work you need to do to set this up. But then instead of like copy paste or whatever else, like rinse and repeat like we would have to do on Etsy, you can actually just go into your folders where all of these live, right? So cropped images, mockups, if I go back, here's all of them. And you can actually just go back one more, drag and drop this parent folder into Downpour, or you can upload it with the button. And what it's going to do is it's actually just going to break apart this folder tree and turn it into listings, like automatically without really doing anything. So it's currently processing 135 files, kind of a lot. And as you can see, here's our first listing. Here's all the rank of our mockups. They're all set up. They're all already like uploading or uploaded. And here's all of our 5 files, right? So here's like our listing. And I can just keep scrolling for number 2 or number 3 or number 4. Like it's extremely kind of hands off. And then the very last thing I'm going to do just to kick off this next process. So this is the 2 clicks, right? That was click 1. Click number 2 is just click this button. So this is the AI auto generate panel in Downpour. And what it allows you to do is pick a reference image. So I just picked number 1 here. It's kind of the clearest. And it will actually send that image to the custom trained AI on the back end. And it'll write custom titles, custom tags, and custom like little description keywords automatically. And it's even better than some of those other custom GPTs. Like it's reliably going to make the exact proper format, the exact number, the sizes, the syntax. It's always going to stay within like 125 to 140 characters. So it's just been meticulously trained to make really high quality titles, tags, just SEO across the board. And it creates alt text for each and every one of your mockups automatically. Like you just don't have to do anything. So like, as you can see, it's already 88% of the way done. This is done. I'm going to click auto upload, and then I'm just going to kick my feet up, right? I'm just going to hang out because this is going to upload automatically once everything is done processing. So it's like, it's uploading 135 files right now, and this is really not taking all that long. I kind of pride myself on Downpour and just how fast everything is and just how simple it is. I mean, it's just so like seamless. And once these 2 finish, it's just going to kick off like creating these on Etsy. So we're going to have 10 listings on Etsy like in a couple seconds. So it's just awesome. And if I go over to Etsy, like we're in the middle of this headache, but if I go to my drafts now, you can see it's already creating 1. Serene Winter Alpine Valley, right? This was the other one. So it's already uploaded a bunch of our mockups, 4 of our files. Let's refresh here. 5 of our files finished. Still uploading the mockups, right? Description's all good. Immerse yourself in vintage winter charm, right? It filled in those little wildcards like season that we had. Price is set up, quantity is set up. You can even add certain fields in the SKU field. Vertical orientation, the aspect ratio, all that stuff we were kind of filling out manually is all done. Tags are included. Yeah. So pretty dang cool. I'm totally a fan. And I just think it's one of the most passive like ways to sell on Etsy that I think exists. I really don't think there's anything else like this, especially for AI art sellers at the moment. So yeah, I'm really proud of it. And there are around 250 people using it in the community, 270. So, it kind of proves that it works, but it also proves, or it shows that, there's still time to get in early and use it before most sellers even know it exists. So you can click the link in the description, check it out if you'd like. People are loving it. Like they really like using the automation. It's pretty cool. People are getting sales, and yeah, a lot of sellers just let the script run and go out and walk the dog or do whatever else. Like it's just totally passive, and this thing just goes and goes and goes and cranks, like, so you don't have to. And like, I mean, what's the point, right? Like, to tie it all back together, the point is like make sales like this, right? To just get these products up live that people actually are buying, 1,300 people. Yeah. And just like build a business that actually makes you money. Like that's the point, and save you just hundreds of hours of time at the same time. It's like a double whammy. So anyway, to tie it all back, I mean, we've just declassified this entire thing. This is the full like step-by-step guide to go from zero to actually making sales on Etsy, right? Join the free AI Art Sellers Collective or the paid group if you'd like. Get the Founders Mockup Pack. Get the size chart if you join the paid group. Get the AI art, and then create the listings and upload and post. And then it's like profit at that point, right? So yeah, I love this business. I still think it's in its early stages. I think these AI art tools are only getting better and better from here. And it's just, I'm so happy to be a part of it. I think it's amazing. And I think that, yeah, I mean, you probably know watching this, AI is changing the world. And those who kind of jump on the train are going to get a lot of high leverage returns. And those who don't are kind of just going to get left behind. So yeah, I would recommend it. Feel free to check out the group in the description. Like I said in the beginning, if you join with the annual plan, you save 25%. So you essentially get 3 months free. It's like you save a quarter for every $1. It's a pretty good deal. Plus you get the bonus mockup packs and some really big bonuses coming very soon, like really big. But I mean, yeah, obviously totally up to you. You can just try it for a month. That's totally fine as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I know this was kind of like a jam-packed video, but I really hope you enjoyed it. A lot of stuff to go through, but I've said this to people in the community, but it's like learning how to drive, right? You start going whizzing between the cones, right? It's a little complicated and scary, but soon enough you're like, whoa, I can never go back to walking everywhere, right? Like you can just draw. It's not even 10 times faster. It's like 100, 1,000 times more like more optimized throughout your entire life than it would be if you just like walked everywhere. And that's kind of what I equate this to. So anyway, I'll end it there. Appreciate you. I believe you can do anything you put your mind to. And thank you so much for watching. Like, seriously, leave a comment, leave a like. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave a comment below this video and I'll go through them in the next YouTube Q&A. I love doing those and I'll just respond to your question live. Otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for watching. And, just to close the loop, if anyone's getting a little like, feels a little open loop syndrome right now, we just created 9 listings with 90 images and 45 files, okay? In the span of like 5 minutes just here at the end of the video. If I go back to my draft listings here, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, right? All these to here. This was the one we did manually. All these are completely done, ready to go. I just checked a couple. I could publish them right now and get them live making sales. So that's what it's all for, okay? Yeah. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.